But first this morning, the Sydney teenager at the centre of a terrifying 10-hour bomb hoax drama has left hospital and is now recovering with her family. A nationwide hunt is now underway to find the masked man who strapped the device to her, which police now say was not a bomb. 10 reporter Ashley Brown is outside the family home in Mosman in Sydney, and she joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Ashley. Now, there's so much conflicting information coming out about this story. Bring us up to date. What's the latest information you have there from the scene?
You're right, Taj. There's so many questions that just haven't been answered yet, and police have a big job on their hands today. And even though this device was a hoax, they're not taking it any less serious. An 18-year-old schoolgirl was put through a terrifying ordeal, and her family, who watched on from outside for about 10 hours. It's also been a long night for neighbours who were very anxious throughout the night. They were evacuated from their homes, and some of them could only just return this morning. Take a listen.
For what happened last night, it just seemed to go on, and for it to be over and her to be safe is extraordinary.
So this all began at 2:30 yesterday afternoon when a masked man broke into the family's multi-million-dollar mansion here in Mosman. When the teenager was home alone, she was studying for her HSC. Let's take a listen to this report my colleague Casey McCulloch filed earlier.
Police still at the scene in a wealthy Sydney suburb the day after Madeline Pulver's ordeal began. She's now back with her family after being taken to hospital last night following her 10 hours of hell.
We have had to evacuate or ask people to leave their homes in the near vicinity of the premises we're dealing with.
It wasn't until just after midnight her safety was assured. Police taking every precaution with what they called a sophisticated kit used to hold the young woman hostage.
I'm not confirming anything. I've told you that our lines of inquiry that we're pursuing at this particular point in time, we need to be very careful with what we say and what we do, and we're playing our cards pretty close to our chest.
Police had treated the device as a bomb.
And it is proving a tough nut to crack for us to determine exactly what it is and what it is not.
The victim is the daughter of Sydney businessman William Pulver, the former CEO of Net Ratings, a leading New York IT firm. Police won't confirm whether or not this incident was an extortion attempt, but 10 News understands the suspected bomb came with a note from its maker. And officers have confirmed the young woman had seen the person responsible.
Look, the circumstances are very, very difficult for her. She's doing a great job keeping her emotions in check.
A massive search for the bomber has begun. Casey McCulloch, 10 News.
Back to our reporter now, Ashley Brown in Mosman. Now, Ashley, what's the focus of the investigation now?
Well, police will be going through CCTV from the houses here, the neighbouring houses, and they're hoping that that's going to hold some vital information as to who this man was that wore a balaclava when he broke into this family's home.
Any indication from the family as yet? Have they spoken? How are they coping? Because, of course, they were outside when all of this was unfolding last night.
That's right. For 10 hours, they were kept away from their daughter, who was inside the home, and she was kept calm by specialist police who gave her water and food and were just there to support her during this terrifying ordeal. But her parents watched on from outside, and as you can imagine, that just must have been agonising for them. But finally, they were reunited, and a safe outcome for all. But she is going to be very traumatised, no doubt, from this experience.
Absolutely. Thank you for the update. 10 reporter Ashley Brown joining us there with the latest details from Mosman in Sydney.